What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Chris Eubank Jr. defeats Avni Yildirim by a third round knockout to progress into the semi-finals of a World Boxing Super Series, where he will fight the winner of George Groves and Jamie Cox. And I have to say, I felt this was one of Chris Eubank Jr.'s best performances, and I felt this was very encouraging. He travelled away from home in Germany to face an unbeaten fighter, and he looked like $1 million. And that's all there is to it. I felt Eubank Jr. looked very good. He was quick, he was sharp, he was fairly accurate, and he looked extremely dynamic. I was really impressed with what I saw from Chris Eubank Jr. Right from the outset, in the first round, Eubank Jr. started to pop his jab. You know, his quick hands were evident from the first bell. Eubank was popping a jab, looking for the right hand as and when. He was sinking in the uppercut as well. Towards the end of the round, Yildirim was applying pressure, trying to push Eubank into the corner, but Eubank counters with a lovely right uppercut that drops Yildirim to his knee. It was a flash knockdown. He wasn't truly hurt, but Yildirim felt it. He took a knee and he got back up quickly. Great uppercut counter. Round two, again, more of the same. Yildirim was trying to apply pressure, but Eubank was countering. He was jabbing. When it was up close, Eubank's inside game was too good. He was ripping shots to the body and the head through the middle with uppercuts. Round two, to me, again, was dominated by Eubank Jr. Yildirim was trying, but not much was getting through. Round three was where it ended. Again, Eubank Jr. being aggressive, being assertive, letting his hands go, and he caught Yildirim with a left hook, I believe, which dropped him hard, and the referee kind of waved it off straight away, and I felt he was right to do that. To me, Yildirim looked extremely hurt. Could he have beat the count? Possibly, but he looked really hurt. And Eubank in round three was starting to tee off. You know, there was an exchange and Eubank was getting the better of it. It would have been a beating. You know, I expected Eubank Jr. to win this fight, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say it's a worldly win or something like that, but the reality is I expected this fight to go to the second half at least. I felt Eubank Jr. would win this fight and sort of break him down late on. I didn't expect an early stoppage, so credit to Chris Eubank Jr. To me personally, this is his best performance of his career. I felt he was outstanding and he got the job done. As I said earlier, he will now go on to fight the winner of George Groves versus Jamie Cox. I expect George Groves to win that fight. I think Eubank Jr. versus George Groves is an outstanding fight. And I have to say, going into the tournament, I had Chris Eubank Jr. and George Groves as joint favourites. Right now, I'm picking Eubank Jr. to beat George Groves. I think Eubank is going to win this tournament, and I think it's going to be the making of him. To me, Eubank Jr. is starting to really come into his own now, and I appreciate Yildirim is not like a top 5 super middleweight, but the reality is he's still at a decent level. You know, he beat Paraban much clearer than Sakio Bika. Didn't beat him as good as James DeGale, but he still beat him quite clearly. And in that performance, Yildirim showed that he's at least a fringe contender, and Eubank Jr. just disposed of him in devastating fashion. I felt Eubank Jr. was outstanding, and I have to say that I really think Eubank Jr. has star potential. There's not many fighters who are as entertaining in the ring as Eubank Jr. When he lets his hands go, when he fights on the inside, he is so entertaining. And I hope he goes all the way and wins this tournament. I've got to say, I think it's best for boxing if Chris Eubank Jr. wins this tournament. I think he's very good. I think he's exciting. And he is supremely gifted in terms of athletic ability. I was really impressed. Eubank Jr. wins this fight by a third round knockout. He moves on to the semi-finals of the World Boxing Super Series, and to me, the winner of Eubank versus Groves will go on to win the tournament. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? Am I overrating Chris Eubank Jr.? I mean, I've always rated him personally, but to me, he's started to come into his own now, and he looks like a frightening prospect for the rest of the super middleweight division. You know, what do you guys think of his fight? What did you think of his performance? Can he win the tournament? What do you guys think? Peace.